Hey, what's going on? It's Society 213. So earlier today I was watching a motivational video by Tony Robbins, and he was talking about how you turn your expectations into appreciation. And I was thinking about it I know I've said this before, but people today expect a lot. They expect a lot. They think that things should just be handed to them. They think that, if I just show up for work, all this praise should be there, all the money should be there, all this different stuff. And instead, they don't work for it. They don't put in the time. They don't put in the effort in the way that they should, or they don't put in the time and effort in the way that they should compared to the individual that is putting in that time, putting in that effort, and is on top of their game, and they're the top performer at their job, in the company, the corporation, the institution, whatever. And then they hate on that individual that gets the praise, but they don't want to put in the same time and effort it takes to get there. So, he talks about, these expectations that we have, and in turning it into, appreciation, and just appreciating what it is that we have, what every single individual has. And I get it. I understand. Some people don't have anything. Some people have too much. I got it. I understand that point of view, but we all are alive. We all should be appreciative that we're alive. And I was thinking about this really on the drive home right now, because I've talked about it before, but my kids, and what I want them to learn from me, and what I want, them to become someday, is a better individual than me. And not because I'm a horrible individual, but because I don't want them to learn from the lessons that I had to, or learn, the life lessons the same way that I did. I want them to learn because I taught them the life lessons that I wasn't taught. I taught them different things, that I wish I would have known prior to. And yeah, I got it. They're not going to take everything, and they're not going to take all of it in the same way that I would have or should have in, hindsight. I get it. But I want them to appreciate what they have. I want them to appreciate life. I want them to appreciate, the world that we live in. And I get it. It's not perfect, but it's still a world that we live in. The human race is able to accomplish so many things together that it's amazing. I think it's amazing. So I want them to be appreciative. And the reason that I was thinking about this even more after the video this afternoon was driving home. I was going to go and I was going to do something with my son, and he just wants us to be a little, what I consider a brat. He wants to be upset because it's not exactly what he wants to do. And I'm like, wow, how can you not just be appreciative of it? So, I understand now, I take a step back, I calm myself down, I become, level-headed, and I'm going to have a talk with him when I get inside. But I think about it like, you should just be appreciative for what you have. Other kids don't have that. Other kids don't have fathers that want to teach their sons certain things. That's the world that we live in. I didn't grow up with a father. I had my stepdad when I was older, from like 5 to throughout the rest of my life, but it wasn't there in the same way that a lot of families have, where a lot of fathers, where I'm there with my son. And the other thing is, I have another son that doesn't see me at all. It doesn't, the situation is it's complicated, but it's a situation that I understand. I got it. You might not understand, but so you have one side, hey, look, this is what I'm trying to do, where for me, I look back, and not having a father, I would have been appreciative if I had a father in my life that wanted to do the same things with me. So my son expects this. He expects something different, and I just want him to be appreciative. And I got it. I know that's a little bit of a rant, a little bit of what the hell does this have to do with being, successful in life, whatever. But it does, because we, as a society, we as a human, as a mankind, as a human race, we have all of these expectations, and we expect all this different stuff, and we're not appreciative for the things that we have. We're not appreciative for the things that are not only given, but then we're not appreciative when we get things. Instead, if it's not exactly what we want. And we need to do a better job overall. And I think that, I truly believe, personally, professionally, we need to do a better job of managing those expectations and turning some of those expectations into some type of appreciation. And if you've never watched, the video from Tony Robbins, he's got a crap ton out there, and everyone that I've ever listened to has always been impactful in some different way. But it really kind of lays it down, you know, maybe a little bit better than what I did right now, of how to manage those expectations. So I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna have a nice long conversation with my son about this, you know, and he might not understand any of it. He's almost 4, but at the end of the day, I want him to be appreciative. I don't want him to expect everything. That's not who I'm trying to raise. That's not what I have in store in regards for his future, with the things that I can give him, and the things that I can, you know, show him overall. So appreciate you watching Decide and Do 213. I know it's a little bit of a long rant on things, but until my next video, thanks for watching.